after, again, The Ninth Jedi, probably my just screenplay award winner of this whole collection, we have TOB1.
Or just Toby.
Oh shit, I just realized, did we even note the studio in The Ninth Jedi? I don't think we did. Okay, so for The Ninth Jedi, by the way...
Production IG.
Yeah, it's Production IG.
And, they know what they're doing. They've been at it long enough.
Yeah, and Kenji Kamiyama for the director there, for those of you who are...
in the know.
In the know. So Toby, or T0B1...
It's by Science Star. They did Devilman Crybaby. It looks very much like a Masaki Yuasa doing Astro Boy. By way of Star Wars.
Yeah, and it definitely lends it a unique flavor, which I'm sure people were worried about, standing out in this collection. And I think that pulling Astro Boy aesthetics and, let's be frank here, literal plot points... Mm-hmm. into Star Wars was a creative way of going about the whole anime meets Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I think it's the first time I've ever seen, these two aspects of the Star Wars canon intersect, which is droid wants to be Jedi.
And it is done in a very, earnest isn't the word because all stories are lies spun by professionals, but... It's done in...
It has heart.
It has heart. It definitely has heart, and I appreciated that about it. Their version of Dr. Light, or whatever the Astro Boy version of him has a wonderful design.
It also, it just looks like Dr. Light.
And yeah, this does in fact look like Dr. Light. If you ever wanted to see a Jedi with a power-up transformation, boy, do I have some good shit for you.
Mm.
Yeah, it was a fun mood. It was definitely one of the shorts willing to try something... different, even if something different is sort of just bringing in the playbook of something else.
Yeah.
Something that is not a flaw in it, just a joke we could not stop making, is, oh my god, there's a force sensitive robot, we have to kill it, the age of the monkeys is over, we cannot survive. Like, anyone that sees this robot, their first reaction has to be, it's over. It's all over.
This is sort of like, it's theorized that the human being who makes first contact, no matter which way you slice it, someone is going to assassinate that human being. Just because of what he represents.
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking doomed. The second you touch fingertips with an alien for the first time, you're fucking dead, kid. Some nutter.
You're just going to wake up in that fucking ditch from the beginning of Fallout New Vegas, and a man in a black suit's gonna be holding a pistol. And he's gonna be a way better shot than the guy from New Vegas. I'm gonna let you...
Just... Some reactionary is going to fucking end you. So, try not to initiate first contact with an alien. You will become too important not to die.
So yeah, you see this force-sensitive droid who, as far as I can tell, just represents the end of the human story. And, I'll stop. But yeah, it's very heartfelt sketch, interesting animation style. There's this fun thing where the thing's essentially got 360 limbs on every axis, so he's very bendy, and they do a lot of little animation stuff with that. And as you can imagine, when push comes to sword fights, it just comes across in his movement that he can do that.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool and fun. And isn't that just some of the goal of sci-fi action media? Just cool and fun. So, number 7. Yes, here is our second trigger entry.
Oh, the Elder.
They took their Ritalin here for this one. It's interesting and fun. It's a little padded out for my taste.
Yeah, they would not stop talking in this one. It was good. Like, it was solid.
It was good. It may be one of the ones that just feels the most like a general Star Wars thing happened.
Yeah, it felt like very much sort of the kind of prequel flavor, prequel era flavor. I think it takes place right before, or some short amount of time before Episode 1.
I think it would have to be before, since the idea of there being any Sith presence is a whole surprise.
It's like, oh, well, there is, shit, that's bad.
I doth be concerned. It's not bad at all. If this whole collection didn't exist and there's just this one random anime Star Wars thing, I probably would be cooming twice as hard over its presence. I'm always someone who is a big booster of embracing your individual strengths, so it's kind of ironic that I like this one less because Trigger has more of their Ritalin in here.
And we've given Trigger shit about, like, going fucking nuts with things before, too. Because, like, Darling in the Franxx went fucking nuts to its infinite detriment. But, Star Wars can benefit from going Trigger levels of nuts.
As someone who owns a copy of The Force Unleashed, I will
Exactly,
say,
yeah.
It can benefit, and I guess just, I don't know, collections like this, or remember horror anthology, VHS, whatever. Anthology things, I think, are very much about people bringing their unique weirdness or skills to the table, and it sounds like I'm shitting on it. It's fun. It was an interesting sword fight.
The thing is good. I think ultimately there's a more interesting conversation to be had about its faults than its strengths. Ultimately. I mean, it's, what did it remind me of? Like, in terms of its art style and animation. Nothing that Trigger's honestly done. This was sort of, this doesn't really resemble anything that Trigger's done heretofore. Maybe Witch Academia, like, maybe a little bit. That's the thing. It is so unlike any of their other stuff in terms of, like, the art style that it does somewhat feel like its own beast. And like you were saying, it does feel like the one that tries the hardest to recreate the sort of Star Wars flavor. Yeah.
Wow, now I want a Star Wars Inferno Cop.
Be pretty fucking sick, dude. Yeah.
Oh man, to stick a bounty under there. I guess what I'm saying is, look, we are never gonna see a live action Cara Dune again. But grab some voice actress.
I'm thinking, like, you do a season of The Mandalorian. Remember how, like, Archer went through a whole bunch of seasons where it was, like, just a different piece of genre fiction each time?
Yeah.
Just season 3 of The Mandalorian. Have it be, like, more blaxploitation flavored. Just, like, everyone knows Kung Fu now.
Great. Oh, by the way, for canon heads, there's just a little clever reflection on just the Sith imploding tendencies. In this.
Yeah, that was fun. See, here's the issue with the Sith. They have such shitty clairvoyance, and they're so convinced that it's awesome clairvoyance and that they're right this time. Every single fucking time. What trips them up is them being like, all right, I've seen my victory. Let's do this. Every single time they're wrong. Every single time.
The prophecy is clear. We are on plan unlimited victory.
I don't even need to do anything anymore. You're just gonna fall.
They see these prophecies. They take out their cell phone and they send it to all their friends. Let's get this bread.
They bet on Dogecoin right before that episode of Saturday Night Live. They put $1 million fucking on it.
The prophet has been foretold. Fucking great. So speaking of doing something different in the pot, Lop and Ocho is our 8th short. Again, another extremely enjoyable one.
Yeah, it was a really fucking good one.
Geno Studio, who I am going to pretend to know this off the back of my head, but Wikipedia is wide open in my hand. Works include... Oh, they did some Golden Kamuy. Oh, well.
Golden Kamuy. They did Golden Kamuy.
There's your fucking pedigree right there.
There it is, yeah.
My fucking smash hit. So...
This one was great. I actually like this one more than I did. Like, having sat with it for a couple of days, I actually like this one a little bit more than I did when I first watched it. It was, it kind of had it all.
I really appreciated the well-roundedness of it. It has some of the classic Star Wars bits and just how I feel about the setting. Again, there's that tension between good and evil, and this one remembered that whole light rising, but also sort of play a little bit more... Well, this and the last one, actually, put a bit more of the idea of corruption.
Yeah.
And struggling with that, and the idea, can you, not save people?
I also liked how they flipped the whole, old conservative...
Yes.
Old conservative head of the family who is wrong, and young rebellious one who is right. And, no, actually, in this case, it is the, young rebellious one who's absolutely wrong, because I'm sure there's a whole lot of families out there who have a 14-year-old who went alt-right. Yes, he is rebellious. That does not mean that he is right.
If your teen has the Blaze side cut, this short might resonate with you. Mm-hmm. this man's whole struggle to reconnect with his daughter, who sees an Imperial gear and goes, Hachi Machi, look at that aesthetic. As you can tell, I'm one of the 6 people who remembers the show, The Critic. I say Hachi Machi all the time for some reason.
Oh, that's what that's from.
Yep, that's where I got that disease. And man,
it also features an alien race of Bugs Bunnies.
Yes, it features an alien race of Bugs Bunnies. Our principal one has a scouter with a carrot on it.
I fucking love the scouter carrot.
I think it turns out is all I really want from media.
It was like so great.
I talk all about this about wider themes or well choreographed action.
No, she's got a scouter. It has a carrot.
It's very essential to my enjoyment of entertainment going forward that you really try to work in a carrot scouter into
Peak
your
fucking
project.
character design, I have to tell you.
That was good stuff. There's sort of a thing going on in this one where the Force is sort of on the periphery of it, not outside of the plot line. Like, it's not full like Bad Batch. The sword and all that kind of stuff comes in an interesting sort of sideways way, and no one quite has their shot webs in yet.
No, I also like how the lightsaber in this short has like engravings on it.
Yeah,
impossible. Sure, really fucking sick though.
It does lend it a lot of character, but yeah. This one is
like on the blade.
Yeah.
Just for clarification for those of you at home, it's not like you can have all sorts of engravings on the hilt. I'm talking about the blade. If you like, it's zoomed in on, and there's fun just engravings on it. It's cool. I liked it. It was really fun.
So, but yeah, you're right when you said this one had a little bit of everything. I like the action, I like the characters a lot actually.
It had a fun It took place on a fun Star Warsy world.
Mm-hmm.
That looked like it could have been, one of the hub worlds that you go to in one of the KOTOR games.
Yeah.
I speak a whole lot of the KOTOR games is because it's one of my favorite game duologies. It's just a couple of my favorite games.
And I speak of the KOTOR games because I am a human gamer of taste.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's a couple of the better RPGs ever made.
Yep.
What do you want? This was a very strong entry.
Some people would want a better combat system. I'm going to galaxy brain you on this. A great action combat system does draw development resources from something else. And if it had better combat, you might not have gotten Kreia.
There you go.
All right.
Well, if you want slightly better combat and Kreia, just play the DLCs to Fallout New Vegas. Because it has, Fallout 3/New Vegas combat, which, it's good.
Yeah.
And also Kreia. By a different name this time, but it's still Chris Avellone speaking about the franchise through an antagonist.
Kreia. So finally, we have Akakiri. Oh, wait, did we name a studio on the previous one? I don't think we did.
Yeah.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, the guys who did Golden Kamuy. This was the only studio that seems to be like new or just I didn't find anything that they'd done previously.
Oh, the one for 9?
For 9, yeah, for Akakiri.
Oh, no, it's Science Saru again.
It's Science Saru again?
Yeah.
Oh, huh. Okay, so it's Science Saru.
Science Saru is another studio got a benefit of getting 2 in here.
And it did also, feel a little bit Masaki Yuasa-esque. Esque.
It did. In this case, our director is one Eun-Young Choi. This one is interesting.
This one and The Duel felt the most like they took place in an alternate universe from Star Wars.
Yeah, a bit of that Elseworlds vibe.
Yeah.
Like, you would have trouble convincing me this is on the same tech tree as Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely had some of its own most flavor as well.
It was good. Like, I enjoyed it start to finish. But it was... That was one of the reasons why, is because it felt so weird and, like, what-ify.
Yeah, it definitely had that off-kilter vibe. It immediately hits you when you listen to it. Like, the soundtrack to this one is almost all of these interesting drum patterns and fills. Whereas a lot of the other ones, whether we like to dislike them, played safely in the territories of da da.
Yeah, it's John Williams is a genre.
Yeah, and this one went a little somewhere else in this. We may have to make a modification to your whole Sith clairvoyance thing, because it really just seems that all clairvoyance in Star Wars just bites dicks.
Yeah, don't trust the future. Do not trust. It's interesting. It is. Star Wars has this interesting relationship with destiny.
Destiny in Star Wars.
It seems to be an ongoing argument that the franchise is in fact having.
There's a bit of multi-author syndrome in there too.
Yeah, very true.
One of the average outcomes of it that these fucking visions really are a lot like when someone gives you numbers for the track. Like, this dog has it, man. It's sometimes my feeling on it. There's a certain interesting take that you are being dragged along into the future by the Force.
Yes. I mean, that was what Kreia's problem with it was.
I was doing the joke.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, but
oh, sorry. We draw from literally the exact same reference pool. It's not even a Venn diagram. It's just a circle.
It's just a circle. It's just this four-armed creature, arms folded together.
I noticed that that in Star Wars, I don't know what this means, but yeah, the Sith trust implicitly their clairvoyance and are like, oh yeah, like fucking Adam's saying, like, this is how I win. And Jedi are deeply fucking afraid of theirs. Like, they never like what they see when they see visions of the future and always take steps to avoid it and always are ultimately unsuccessful in doing so.
Yeah.
Or just like, well, Force is kind of an asshole to everyone. Now that I'm thinking about it, no one ends up having a good time when it comes to visions of the future in Star Wars.
You know, you can get your lemon dick or
like
your strawberry dick.
They're either lying to you and you die, or they are true in a way that you weren't expecting, and someone dies, usually the person you love.
Yeah, it's a nasty prank.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of get why Ahsoka just dipped.
Yeah. I think I would make the decision that Ahsoka and the Jedi Exile made every single time. Just, nah. Nah, this sucks.
Jesus, are the Night Sisters taking interviews? They are. For pins.
God.
Has there ever been an order thirstier for pins? Not since the days of the wolf pack.
After, like, all of the spooky build, too. Oh, man, the fucking crow sting exists outside of the context of wrestling, too. The Night Sisters were crow sting. They were the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Lots of spooky build, and then they took a really bad pin.
Great.
I feel bad. They were so cool. Oh, man, we were supposed to be talking about this last short. I'm just, like, so fucking... Man, I'm so sorry, Dathomir.
You know, the fans are really high on Dathomir. And I guess the guys backstage didn't see the appeal.
They didn't see the appeal. He doesn't have it. He's got a big ass.
There's a long pause. Feed him to Dooku.
No, they didn't even feed him to Dooku. They fed him to Grievous.
Ooh.
That's like you don't even
Lex Luger.
Like Lex Luger is the one that gives you the pin. Or fucking no, Goldberg. Like 48, like 50 something year old Goldberg is the one who pins you.
Concusses you in your path. Okay, we're from the Night Sisters again in a bit. For now, I'm gonna get back to this short.
Sure.
It's a simple tale of a traumatized man struggling with destiny. And I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the sort of off-kilter, Azokan-ish look of the thing.
Yes, the art style was awesome.
I thought that was awesome. It plots on very well to this sort of wanderer in a strange place kind of plot.
Very much felt like it was taking place on this strange alien world that, again, just didn't feel like it was necessarily like the main Star Wars universe at all.
Yeah.
Like, it felt more like a fantasy world than a Star Wars world, which that's not to its detriment at all.
And there's some things that happen with the plot that I find interesting, but these are short films. I can't really get into plot specifics without just outlining the whole thing. And I don't know, it just might take something out of it if someone is into it, but I'll just abridge my reaction to I liked it on the whole.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, again, this is another strong short. And now I can get to my main point, which is this was a very strong collection, and thank God they took a wide swing at this, because if there's one thing that hurt them in recent memory, it's that super conservative turn they took after The Last Jedi.
Yes, I didn't like when they did that at all.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that after seeing the comparative results of The Last Jedi and the ouchies that they took afterwards, that they are perhaps opening themselves up to the more...
Hey, do something interesting.
Yeah, do something innovative and ultimately more entertaining path.
Yeah. I mean, like... Star Wars is so monolithic at this point, right? That you basically just can use it as a brush to paint whatever fucking picture you want to paint.
Very much so.
And I like that was where their head was at with this, when they basically... They seem to have given all of these studios more or less just license to kill.
It's worked really well in these animated shows and things, and it's also worked out well in video games because their video game oeuvre contains things as variable in tone and content as your KOTOR or your Force Unleashed, which have no overlap in the things that make them great.
No, not at all. I think...
and are still... great extensions of this franchise.
There have been so many great Star Wars games that you sometimes forget that there were quite a few not great Star Wars games.
It's true.
Like The Force Unleashed 2, for instance, which was 7 minutes long.
Threnody for the victims of crunch.
Your Force Unleashed 2s, your actually both of the Jedi Starfighter games are good. Or there was Starfighter, then there was Jedi Starfighter. Those were like both fine. I think
I was a lover of the Rogue Blank series of games. I have no idea how the EA-ified one went, if that came out at all or whatever.
Oh, you mean Squadrons? Yeah, I didn't play it.
Yeah, Squadron Leader.
But yes, Rogue Squadron, Rogue Leader, Rebel Strike, all three great. I think Rogue Leader ends up being the best one.
Was that the third one or second one?
That was the second one.
That was a good ass time. That's the GameCube gen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really loved that. Listen, just hop in an A-Wing in that game, play aces high, and
start fast.
Stacking heads. Like a lot of you, I spent infinite amounts of time in Battlefronts 1 and 2. Space Battles in 2 were a great time.
I love the Space Battles in 2. They were unpolished, but they were so fun.
I know it was very possible to conduct very efficient commando raids in that game, but the Red Comet had to fly.
No, man, aces high.
Yeah.
Fight to win.
In fact, it was kind of nice in mode where that you could just punish people for their commando-based cowardice in Starfighters by just plucking the carriers out of the air and say, and that's what you get! Try to step on everyone else's fun. So, Star Wars Visions, I want you to just carry this lesson to the powers that be.
Mm-hmm.
More like this.
More shit like this. Especially in video games.
More like this, especially in video games. Remember that doing shit like this worked out for you and how The Last Jedi worked out. And remember the dull, throbbing pain in your balls that came with trying to play the safe route.
Make the Ninth Jedi into a series.
Also, yes.
It'd be so sick.
It would please my many parts.
Hmm.
Anyway, this has been Weeaboo Hell.
It's Weeaboo Hell.
Thanks for listening, folks. Fuck 12.
Fuck 12. But may the Force be with you.